What's going on, guys? It's Jordan back today with today's second video. And in today's second video, we're going to take a look at a longer term outlook on Chainlink. This is going to be a little bit different than our normal videos, but I wanted to explain to you why I'm pretty confident that we're going to see a $200+ Chainlink by the end of 2021. So if that sounds good to you guys are new to the channel, ended up enjoying today's content, make sure you guys press that subscribe button down below. I appreciate every single one of you guys that takes the time out of your day and does that for me. So guys, we're not going to spend any more time wasting any time talking on the camera right now. We're going to jump straight on into the weekly chart for Chainlink. So if you guys have been watching my videos since when I started this channel months ago, right? Almost closer to half a year ago now, we've been talking about how we were in this rising wedge pattern for Chainlink ever really since back 2017, okay? And we recently broke out of it back in July of 2020. You can see, right, our clear resistances here before breaking out of it right here. And you can see our supports pretty clear down here. Now we broke out of this, we came back down, retested it as support once and twice, and now we continued up to the upside. So you guys know we've been talking about this forever. Now let's take a look at what our measured move is out of this, right? You guys know that on a wedge like this, we're going to take our full distance. So 85% is our distance there. So let's go back up here. Sorry, that was not what I want to look at. I want to look at the bottom here to the top. Gives us a 666%. So if we extrapolate that now at our breakout point for Chainlink, you can see that puts us right about at that $90 level. So the breakout target of this giant rising wedge is all the way up here towards $90, and that's just the start of it, guys. This is actually our shorter term, right, breakout, right? And you can see how perfectly this actually played out and why I'm super excited for Chainlink going on into the future, right? You know, we know Chainlink has been absolutely destroying the last couple weeks and still has room to run. But do we need to cool off in the short term? Well, in this next chart, we're going to take a look at is Chainlink hitting a major resistance right now, and do we need to cool off a little bit? Well, let's switch on over to that and not waste any more time. So look at, guys, on this weekly chart for Chainlink, yes, we did break out of this shorter term, I mean, if you want to call it shorter term, rising wedge, and we back tested it. But if you look, we could just be in this bigger rising kind of symmetrical triangle, rising wedge, whatever you want to call it. So what I basically did here is I connected these trend lines here. So you can see we topped out once there, we topped out twice there, 3 times, 4 times. And look, guys, look exactly where we just topped out on our last little run, right at this trend line. So do we need to consolidate a little bit before moving on up? Well, I think it's possible that we do. But we know this is crypto. This thing could just rip straight through this resistance line. Like, technical analysis doesn't really matter. So what I basically did, I basically cut off our 2017 blow off top, right? Extremely peculiar. And I cut off our March crash back in 2020. Two very different events that kind of threw off this chart a little bit, but you guys get the point, right? So you see our clear resistance going all the way through there with now 5 touch points. So do we need to consolidate now? Well, let's look at our support. So you can see down here, we got 1 touch down here, 2 touches, right? 3 touches. We broke through it in our March crash, got back above it, support again, and support again. You can see how every time we've been touching this support line all the way up. So do we need, maybe now, you can see we made 3 symmetrical triangles in this as well before breaking on to the upside. So do we maybe now, make another symmetrical triangle, right? So if this pattern was to continue, we have 2 options here. Do we maybe now make another symmetrical triangle where this is our local top, right? We consolidate sideways for a few weeks, right? Maybe something that ends up looking like this. You can see how each time as our wedge gets smaller, our symmetrical triangles get smaller as well. So maybe do we make another symmetrical triangle here before, you know, moving up and down in here before moving on to the upside again and finally breaking out of the wedge? Or Option number 2 is us just completely ignoring this resistance that's been holding us down since 2017 and just completely destroying it and then moving on to the upside. That's our other option. But, I mean, we don't really have any. Let's go look at our RSI to see if we have any clues on what is coming on for the weekly chart for Chainlink. Right now, we don't really have much, right? If anything, we have bearish divergence going on. You can see we're getting higher highs in the price and the RSI and lower highs relatively in the price action. So technically that we should probably get a correction here. But we know this is crypto. We know it doesn't have to respect the TA, as to say, right? So we're going to look at what our breakout point is when we finally do break out of this. So we're going to assume here that, let's do 2 assumptions, right? Let's assume if we break out of it right now or if we consolidate again in a symmetrical triangle. So guys, what we're going to do here, we're going to take our line tool again, measure from our bottom of this wedge to a top of this wedge, gives us about a 654% move if we broke out of this, okay? So let's go back up here. Now let's measure our 654% move. Let's say we broke out today, just to be conservative, right? As conservative as you can be, I guess. So 654%. I can't get it exactly here. We're going to just do 650. Would put us approximately at $267.36 USD as our projected move to the upside for Chainlink based on this huge rising wedge we've been in since 2017. So that's a super exciting stuff. And like I said, guys, we may not just break out right where we are right now, but if we do, that's where we're going next in this bull market. But like I said, it is possible we could just make another symmetrical triangle that we have here. You can see each pump from these symmetrical triangles keeps getting smaller, and each symmetrical triangle gets smaller in itself. You can see shorter flagpole again. So do we get a shorter flagpole this time within a smaller triangle? You can see these triangles keep getting smaller as well. So exciting times for Chainlink. We're going to have to wait and see what happens within this next couple weeks, but we know our target up there out of this wedge. If we can ever finally break out of it, we're getting to where this is getting super, super tight here, is a target up towards 250 USD. So super exciting times for Chainlink. I wanted to quickly also take a look at the Chainlink Bitcoin ratio. So if we get a break out of this wedge, that probably means Chainlink is going to retest its all-time highs on the ratio. And you can see each time we hit all-time highs in the ratio, we tend to do a little double top and make a higher low. So what's possible here, you can see down here, right? We hit our first all-time high, hit it again, made a higher low, and then pumped up again, right? So all-time high, hit it again, higher low, pumped again. So all-time high, hit it again, higher low, pumped again. So what would, if this pattern was to play out again, we should pump up here, right, on the ratio, get rejected, make a higher low somewhere, probably where this confluence level is here would make a lot of sense. Hit that as support, and then continue up to new all-time highs again on the ratio. But we'll have to wait and see. That's just if the pattern was to continue like it's been since 2019. Not a lot of data, but 3 times, right, is a trend. So we're going to have to watch that. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this kind of longer term outlook on Chainlink, just a little bit different, just super exciting times based on this rising wedge and symmetrical triangle patterns that have been playing out throughout Chainlink's history. I'm super excited for Chainlink. You guys know Chainlink's one of my biggest holdings in my portfolio. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys are new, smack that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my 2 videos, any of my content, any of my live streams. I will be going live at around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, so make sure you guys are looking out for that, and I'll see you guys in the live stream.